And just about to get underway as the starting fives have been announced. Sit tight. We'll be back in just a moment. It's that time of the year. Happy holidays, everyone, from 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some mid-season NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. Now the opening lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Paul out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Dort in at the small forward. And for Los Angeles, Paul George is out there with Williams. Then there's Harrell. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Mann in at the 3 spot. Greg, obviously we're early on here. We already have seen some second-year players looking much more improved over their rookie year.
I mean, if you put in the work, you're not guessing as much. And listen, the fact that you now gone through the season, you've got a better sense of who you are and what you can do out on the floor. I know I cut way back on my turnovers at the start of my second year, and you go into the offseason with specific goals and areas where you want to improve.
You think there's more growth between your first and second year than any other 2 years in your career?
You could make that case, no doubt about it, because that's you're still thinking you could be one of the all-time greats no matter who you are at that stage, and so you tend to put in a little more emphasis in terms of improvement.
And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. To the middle. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Despite having a small frame, this is a big part of Lou Williams' game, taking it up strong inside.
Paul against Williams. Unloads from 13. Here's Adams, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Hustle points count just like any others. That's a great play.
It seems like every team, Greg, needs that one enforcer, that one guy who's going to get under opponent's skin.
Well, in one poll of coaches and players, Adams was voted the second dirtiest player in the league. One guy said he's real physical, but maybe he crosses the line. Throws the sneaky elbow here and there, commits extra hard fouls, yet Adams usually escapes foul trouble.
Throw good, Adams. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin Doc Rivers gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He was talking about the resilience of Chris Paul. Coach said no matter what you throw at him, even if they're down, he finds a way to win games. His will is strong. It's a tough matchup for sure. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. The shot's good from Paul.
And we're already seeing a little rhythm out of this offense. They've hit 3 out of 4 so far.
George against Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Mann inside. Just 5 on the clock. Adams against Harrell. Thunder with the rebound. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Yeah, you know they wanted a few of those plays back. What a tough way to go out in that one.
Yeah, they came in with a purpose, gave everything they had. It just wasn't quite enough.
And here's George. He's coming off a 16-point game against Atlanta, and he makes that one.
I mean, beautiful execution of the game plan offensively. So far, they are hitting 80% from the field.
Now, here is Gallinari. And Dort gets it to go.
Gallinari, very unselfish, draws a lot of defensive attention, which often leads to open teammates.
Williams scanning the floor. That's good for George on the assist by Williams. George has got 9.
I will say this about his shooting stroke. It's pure when he's got it going. Perfect so far this quarter.
Good work there as it goes.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now, here is George. 9 points in the game so far. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And the focus Paul George has. Outstanding job finding a way to score on physical defense. In OKC, Paul George showed he can be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
One shot.
That free throw good from George.
And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
Here's Jackson. The Thunder making the shot.
Breakdown by the defense there. Jackson, a solid mid-range shooter. You like to push him out further.
And here in the first quarter with a little over 3.5 minutes played, and it's Schroeder missing.
I like it. That's a great battle at the rim. He just couldn't finish.
It's George on the wing. Harrell trying to free himself up, and that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. And a foul call. Almost got it to go in, but he'll go to the line for 2. A couple years ago, after making All-Rookie second team, we knew Gilgeous-Alexander was good. But Greg, last season, he went from good to great.
I mean, how about almost doubling his scoring average? Became a tremendous rebounder out of the backcourt. He gives you assists and picks up steals as well. Once he gains more strength, this guy could be a perennial all-star.
First one falls for him. Greg is a broadcaster. Who have been some of your favorite personalities to cover?
Man, that's a great question. You know, most of the stars, I'm a big fan of Durant and Steph and LeBron and those guys. Chris Paul's another one that's a favorite. So many other guys, you know, there's so much more personality and so much more confidence these guys have working in front of the camera. I think that just makes for a better experience.
Somebody asked me the other day, who was my favorite? You know who I said?
Who was that?
Greg Anthony.
Oh, you're just saying that because it's true.
It's good.
I know he's young, but there's a maturity to Gilgeous-Alexander's game. He takes what you give him.
Beverly, the pass to Zubats. And Harrell slams it in.
One of the cases where height fails to tell you the whole story.
And Schroeder's got the ball here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. We've got 1:13 left to play in the first. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
Yeah, a snowball effect in that one. One thing would go wrong, then another. Really the story of the game.
I was surprised they put up so little fight. That was not the team I expected to see that night.
And so here is Oklahoma City after the basket by Los Angeles. Here's Schroeder. It's hauled in by Zubats. LA has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. There's 38 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Tries again. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Both teams putting forth their best efforts right now. This is the kind of game fans pay to see.
Here's Ferguson. No points in the game yet for him. Schroeder dishes to Noel. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. That's a 2 from Ferguson. Rebound by Harrell.
Missing that one helps out all the analytical guys from the mid-range.
And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. Los Angeles on top, leading by just 2. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. Well, recently, Chris Paul talked about adding some levity to the game.
It sounds so generic to say we have fun, but like we may lose a game here or there, but you know everybody's still happy for each other. We just trying to build.
Yeah, from what we've seen, Greg, these guys naturally get along.
And you add in the guiding hand of Chris Paul. This team can beat anyone on any night because they're so connected.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
This is exactly what you want to see if you're a coach. Your team starting fast and playing with confidence.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for Oklahoma City right now, you've got Diallo. Noel is out there with Gallinari, and it's Ferguson in at the 3, the small forward. A nice shot by Gallinari.
Against physical D, Gallinari with the improved strength and body control to finish.
Outside Jackson. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. While we've got a moment, let's now take a look at the teams that had the most second chance points on the season. Number 1, the Thunder.
And that's the way they have to play in order to win. They've got rebounders, so they've got to go after those second and third opportunities whenever they can.
The free throw drops for Jackson.
And with Reggie Jackson, it's a testament to his natural talent that he often leaves us wanting a little bit more.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Mann's checked in. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverley. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. I know you grew up with aspirations of someday getting into politics. Any current players who you could see maybe taking that same route?
No doubt. There's several guys in today's game. Harrison Barnes has the polish, and I know he's had some thoughts that maybe going in that direction. Teammates nicknamed Malcolm Brogdon the president for his stately demeanor and commitment to effecting change. I absolutely see him trying to have an impact socially moving forward. There's several guys, again, who not only have the voice, but the courage to speak out about things that matter most to them.
Many sharp guys in the NBA. They throw good, Adams. George is checked in for the Clippers. He hits both from the stripe. The Clippers shooting just phenomenal here tonight. 73% from the field. It's deflected. And here they come. Here's Adams, and it's sent back by George.
Not going to be Paul George with that move. He's too long and too talented of a defender.
Williams finds George. Back to Williams. From outside the arc, sinks the triple. Williams has got the lead up to 3 now. It's for Los Angeles.
Defensively, a breakdown along the perimeter. Just too slow to rotate.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
The homecoming for Paul George, playing in L.A. with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
To look at some numbers for Paul, averaging about 18 points per, 9 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
You know, mentally, he's a pass-first type of player. It gets everyone involved and engaged, and that really sparks this offense.
Count the basket.
It's a real challenge to contain Chris Paul off pick-and-roll basketball. Reason why he can pass it at an elite level and shoot it at an elite level.
Williams against Paul. Shoots a fader, and it's Williams again missing, and the foul called on Marcus Morris.
Go the other way.
That is his first foul of the game. And a chance there to look back at the stunning Mobile One block a moment ago.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
Oklahoma City trailing. To the inside, Gallinari, good, and Paul gets the assist. Gallinari's got 4 this quarter.
With the big, strong frame of Gallinari, he's able to take contact and deliver the goods.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. They're getting their first look at the Thunder in this one.
And they swept the season series against this group last season. Pretty impressive stuff.
Harrell, he's checked in for Zubas. Let's take a look at the numbers for him. Paul against Williams. Pass to Harrell. Passes it to George. 5 on the clock. From past the arc, it falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
Gallinari outside. Pass to Adams. He dishes it to Paul. And the Thunder making a switch here. Gilgeous-Alexander's checked in. just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Oh, the lob to Gallinari. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
With the basketball in hand, no one is more patient than Paul. Waits for his man to break free.
The pass to Mann. Six to shoot. Back to George. A steal. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball.
A better athlete than sometimes given credit for. Gilgeous-Alexander can motor.
Pass to George. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Adams outside. Dishes to Gallinari. To the left side wing. And the wide open shot from Paul. Misses the three.
And, you know, we talk a lot about Paul as a leader on and off the court. Was elected president of the Players Association back in 2013, re-elected for a 4-year term in 2017. People simply trust his point of view.
And it's Paul with the ball for Oklahoma City. Trailing by 2. Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. Well, we know for Chris Paul, Greg, it's nothing new to lead, but on Oklahoma City last year, he had to do it without being surrounded by superstars.
And, you know, that's okay. Paul's a guy who wants to set the table. You have to have the ball to do that. And he's at his best when directing traffic and making his teammates better.
This break gives us the chance to see which teams have been the most successful in the transition game this month. 5th on the list, the Thunder.
I mean, it's about the pace they played with here offensively. They don't look like they're showing any signs of slowing down.
Schroeder against Jackson. Passes to Noel. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 5 to shoot. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell.
What I like there, Gilgeous-Alexander knows when to force the action. Terrific awareness for his age.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
And you know what? The work he's put in at the line starting to pay off. How about 78% on the season?
First free throw is good.
And the effort level of Gilgeous-Alexander drew rave reviews from his college coach as the hardest worker and most coachable player on the team.
Gilgeous-Alexander hits them both. Now Shamet. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Down low. Harrell, that's good. And the Clippers lead by 2.
How many times have we seen this? Harrell getting his points in the screen and roll.
Pass to Noel. AT that time from Harrell.
I mean, you won't see this too often. Getting denied at the rim. He's likely to remember that one.
That's some physical defense against Morris, who attacks with one of his many moves, and we'll just see what he does here at the line.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And to this point on the season, guys, 80% from the line. He's done a really good job.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
And a guy who's bounced around the league a little. Surprising, given that Morris is a solid shooter and a pretty good defender and rebounder.
He's perfect from the line this time.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Schroeder with the ball. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia.
Yeah, and I look at his total effect on the scoring, both as a passer and a shooter. Incredibly productive.
The shot, no good. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Clippers lead by 4. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, guys. Here with head coach Billy Donovan. Coach, it's been back and forth in the first half. What's it going to come down to?
Well, obviously it's close. We know we're playing against a great team, so we just got to keep grinding and keep playing.
We'll see how it turns out, Coach. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had 29 points and 5 blocks. When does this guy cool off? I mean, he's been stringing together multiple monster games lately. Kenny, what'd you think about the Clippers?
Well, we can't look past the work that their reserves have done tonight. There was a big difference between teams in terms of points on the bench. And that could be a big factor in close games. When you can lean on your bench for offense, it's a nice advantage.
And, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Thunder.
Well, points in the paint, it's been there for them, and it's always a good thing. Kenny. I think the defense was set up to defend the perimeter, and so far it's backfired. Until the D adjusts, I say keep pounding it into the paint.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Williams is out there with Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Harrell. And it's Mann in at the 3 slot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And it's Gallinari missing. Clippers leading by 4. Here's Williams. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Paul outside. And the pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Paul outside. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Adams' shot is off. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight.
And the energy of a guy like Montrezl Harrell can rub off on the entire team.
Yes, it can. GA, he plays with a high motor, generates steals, blocks, and deflections. He's active all over the court, and now we're seeing it on the offensive end as well.
George against Gilgeous-Alexander. Outside, George. He feeds it to Williams. Lock at 6. 13 feet away. That's tipped. Gallinari surveying the D. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Passes it to Adams for the lead. And there's Gallinari on the assist by Adams. Gallinari's got 5 points now in the quarter.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
And the Clippers call time here. Greg, when you played for the Knicks, I always heard that Charles Oakley would cook for the players. Is that true?
Absolutely. Oak was very particular about his food. And I got to tell you, he knows his way around the kitchen. And to be honest, I would never tell him otherwise.
Well, what was his specialty?
Whatever he made, it was special. Wouldn't matter.
And the Clippers making a change here. Zubac is checked in, and a switcher also for Oklahoma City. Diallo's checked in. Here's Williams. 5 points in the game. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Man gets the bucket.
Finally getting one to fall. They were 0 for 3 to start this half.
And Gallinari kicks to Paul. Pass to Adams. Over Harrell. Adams' shot is off. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a 1-point game. Good work defensively by Paul.
And for his offense, this has just been a brutal period.
To the paint, here's Adams. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And while we have a moment, let's find out which point guards have had the best month from the charity strike. Number 1, Chris Paul.
He's been a model of consistency at the free throw line all season. He's as dependable up there as he is on the floor at any given moment.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And the second free throw, good.
He wanted to get his team the lead, and even though he didn't, he should feel good. At least he tied it up.
For Los Angeles, they've gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. George, that's a 2-pointer. But they recover it. Zubac finds Williams. Moves back up. The rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got 5 rebounds tonight.
You know what, though? They keep calling his number despite the difficult quarter he's had.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grind-it-out game.
Gilgeous-Alexander against George.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Here's Paul. Offensive rebound. Adams uses the glass to finish the layup. Adams has got the lead up to 4 now for the Thunder. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. George against Gilgeous-Alexander. And Adams sends it back.
Adams puts every ounce of energy into his defense. He's not out there to contest shots. He's out there to reject them.
That's just great court recognition there. He saw the D pack in the lane on the break, so he calmly rose up and drained the transition 3.
Zubac the pass to Williams. Shot to stop the run. The shot no good. And it's Oklahoma City the other way.
They keep calling his number, which is partly how they've dug this hole.
Offensive rebound. Here's Diallo. And he lays it straight in. And now a 9-point Oklahoma City lead.
Salvage the possession. He's a terrific offensive rebounder.
And the Clippers call time here. You look at Gallinari, what a contribution.
And he has absolutely worn them out in the paint. They need to come up with a plan to limit his touches in the interior.
Check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. You look at the Clippers. They're sitting 8th right now in the early going. And checking out Oklahoma City. They just haven't had the type of record they've wanted.
You know, for Los Angeles, they had much bigger things in mind when the season started. They didn't think of themselves as a middle-of-the-road club, but right now, that's where they are.
I thought this might happen. Confidence can take you a long way, but you also have to have the talent to back it up.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Reason why: lack of focus, lack of communication, which led to second chance points.
Jackson against Schroeder. Shot clock at 5. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. An outstanding defensive play to earn the Mobile One block.
And they're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time D.
Morris is checked in for the Clippers. Clippers trail by 7. Now here's Beverly to the middle. And the dunk by Zubac.
We know Beverly's ability as a defender, but don't underestimate his ability as a distributor. He has good vision.
Throws it up high and slam dunk by Noel.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. 30 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Beverly. Morris outside. Knocks down the 3 ball. Morris has got 5.
And this is in Morris's wheelhouse right here. Extremely fluid with the catch and release.
Jackson against Schroeder. Just 5 to shoot. From downtown. No good. Shot missing. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. Thunder out in front. They lead by 4. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
You see why they trust him with the ball in his hands. He can make the simple play, and he can pull off the spectacular.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Los Angeles. Trailing by 4. So for Oklahoma City right now, they've got Noel, Mike Muscala out there with Ferguson, and it's Schroeder in at the point.
Lots of contact. Jackson with the strength to power through. Something he didn't have when he first entered the league.
Ferguson, the pass to Schroeder. Over Jackson. And it's Schroeder missing.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Shamet kicks to Jackson. Back to Shamet.
3.
And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
Hate to see that. I know everyone's mind is on the play, but you got to protect the ball.
And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Here's Ferguson, defended by Beverly. There's the pass to Schroeder. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
So frustrating when you can't get anything to go down as you're trying to help your team finish the job.
Just aggressive there. Instead of going to one of his patented shots inside, Morris just simply rises up to be free.
Here's Dort. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Count it.
That's a well-timed, well-coordinated play. Comes right off the pick for the lay-in.
Beverly, the pass to Zubac. He kicks it to Jackson. No good on that one. Great D that time from Dennis Schroeder. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Looking to get back on track here. Here's Muscala, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Paul George, he's checked in for the Clippers. Williams comes in for Jackson. And he makes both free throws.
Because he knows he makes a living at the line, he invites contact and sometimes even initiates it.
Williams up on top, defended by Paul. Williams against Paul, and with that, the Thunder lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Lou Williams. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Dort passes to Paul. Down low. Here's Dort. No good off the back of the rim for Los Angeles. They've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. And here is Williams. Zubac finds George. Pulls from the top of the key. Rebound by Muscala.
Not sure if that's the shot you were looking for, but it's a fairly clean look. Almost have to take it.
Here's Dort. Pass to Muscala. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Williams passes to Mann. Can't cash in from close range.
Offensively, that's how you want to end the possession, except for the result.
Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
When they need a score, Shea is willing to put the offense on his shoulders.
And the Clippers call time here. And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Danilo Gallinari.
And his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
And the Clippers making a change here. Carroll's checked in. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Doc Rivers said to his team. He got on his guys about allowing too many paint points. He said, hey, we've got to be scrappier. We've got to be quicker to help, quicker to collapse the lane. You guys know what to do. Now you got to give me the effort. I want to see some nasty. Kevin?
Here's Dort. Pass to Adams. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Remains calm and collected. Adams refuses to let the moment be too big.
George looking over the floor. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Steven Adams picks one up.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
He drops the first one, and that narrows the lead down to just 3.
The rare guy who can do everything at both ends. Paul George gives you a chance to win every night.
And George drops them both.
Yeah, that's who you want stepping to the line when the game is close.
And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for Oklahoma City. Their biggest lead of the game was 9, and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
Oh my goodness, he's kicking himself. You know, that's a critical time to commit a turnover. No telling how that error will ultimately play out.
Gilgeous-Alexander against George. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. Los Angeles with another miss.
It's a shot you would think he would make, but he just doesn't make it all the time.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
It's the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Nice job extending the lead and making this a 2-possession game now.
George against Gilgeous-Alexander. Releases. Oh, and that one had the right spit on it, and it is good. George has got 23.
No moment is ever too big for Paul George. He remains confident in the clutch.
To tie it up. And Williams with the layup. Williams has got it all tied up now for the Clippers.
As the game tightens, I like Lou Williams' mentality. Never gets too high or too low.
Williams against Paul. Over Williams. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. What a big possession right here.
No doubt about it, guys. The tension is palpable.
Paul against Williams. The 10-footer. Here's Adams. It's good!
That is world class.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
And the Clippers call time here. They trail by 2. 29 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Clock separated by 5. George against Gilgeous-Alexander. It's stolen by Adams, and they go to the intentional foul.
Hey, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good.
And it's all about the 3 right here.
And they're looking to tie it up. Live to play another period. We'll see what they run right here.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
And it's interesting looking back at past drafts. Chris Paul taken 4th overall, but will be the clear #1 in a do-over.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
And that's a wrap. Those free throws being the nail in the coffin.
From deep 3-point range, misses the shot. So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. Now for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. We'll see you later.